Okay, we got D rank Protoss on Octagon. I noticed the map this time. I wonder if he will play because we are higher rated than him, so... But it seems like he plays, so that's good. Actually, I have to adjust my monitor. Okay. So I guess since this is the rank, we can play a little bit slower this game. It's also laggy, I don't know why. But it's not like a lag caused by distance, but rather by some alt tabbing, it feels, something like that. Okay, anyway. We're gonna place 9 depot, as always, over here. Of course, you can place it one square to the right side, it's also fine. I do it like that because I'm just used to it. And the difference is marginal, so kind of whatever. $11 racks near the ramp. Now we're gonna make our gas on 12. And 13 scout. Remember, guys, that you can join my Discord. I guess I'm gonna say it every now and then because it was weird to me, but actually many people didn't know I have a Discord. I felt like I mentioned it many times already. It's also like at the end of the video and in the description, but it seems like people just don't care about those like non-video aspects many times. But yeah, anyway, the link is in the description if you want to join. We very often discuss those games from the series, etc. So okay, forward gate and 4. This build seems legit to me, actually. So yeah, I'm curious how this player is gonna play. So I saw the most important things. Now I'm gonna go away. Of course, keep making marines, and we're gonna make third depot. Because in this case, we are expecting Zealot, and versus Zealot, we almost always want to make more marines. Is what I mean. By the way, you see this? You saw this trick over here that I stepped into the probe and only then started attacking it. It's actually pretty good to do that. Okay, I'm not seeing any Zealot, which is weird. Maybe he didn't make it. But anyway. Oh, that was unlucky timing. Like, his gun shouldn't be there already. Because gun should be out like 310 going to me, but it's not. Okay, again we have one base build. Well, sure. Start making gas. I mean, gathering gas. So, against one base build, what is my next plan? I will, first of all, let me make a bunker because I'm not sure whether he went gun range. I didn't check that, I have to be honest. So let's just stay safe. And on top of that, we're gonna start making tanks. So I'm not gonna even research mines. It technically could be already here with 2 guns, and that would be pretty bad. But I don't think, like, judging by how late his first gun was, or his decision not to come to me, then I'm not scared at all. Now this is finished. I will also start eBay already. because we know this is one base, right? So I'm expecting river drop, of course. So we just want to be ready for that. And now this vulture will be used to check expansions. I just want to kind of know whether he's expanding. I would love to know whether he has Nexus in his natural. But I won't sacrifice Vulture for that information. I think it's too valuable. I'm gonna stay over here. Like, this map is a little bit problematic, I guess, because he can go through here as well, and then it's not that good. Let me send this over here. And let's make some turrets. So remember that our base was faster, right? Our natural base. So we naturally have an expansion, I mean advantage as well. Let me research Siege. Why Siege? Because in case that he went Observer and Mass Goons, I want to be ready for this scenario. So another turret over here. And another depot as well. So as you can see, I'm staying on one factory for a long time. Because I'm playing strictly like defensively, right? Now I'm gonna make second factory. I also assume that this player is not playing like great, because we should already be attacked by something and we are not. So I cannot make... Okay, I see the river. I mean shuttle for now, but it will be river probably. Let's not shoot the goon. Yeah, now we can just kill the river, and we'll... Yeah, that was just terrible drop, of course. Repair the tanks. And he lost the shuttle as well. So what I wanted to say is that we cannot trust anything that this guy does. It won't be anything that you can see in pro games or anything like that. He's just not gonna play normally, right? We know that this is gonna be some kind of gimmick, like we just saw, some kind of river drop. He didn't even care about the turret. He just wanted to go directly to us, which is just not a good approach. I would like to see the third Nexus over here, but yeah, there is no even third Nexus, so we're gonna completely kill him with our six pack, I guess. I guess we're gonna go for six pack. Yeah, let's just add 4 additional factors. Actually, let's skip this tank, go for more facts. Yeah, like that. So as you can see, I make the vultures over here. Now my gas is approaching 200, so I'm gonna make 2 more tanks because it's aligning nicely. I don't have gas right now for the scanner, but that's fine. I'm just gonna wait a little bit and make scanners. At this point in the game, you can be already kind of more liberal with your STV production, because you are not going for third base anyway. You don't need massive amount of workers, and you just want to prioritize your timing attack, right? So you want to focus on making units and not workers necessarily. Mines. So we're gonna set our allies over here with the technique I already explained in previous episode. And the most important things right now is to make units and supplies. Don't get supply blocked, basically, is what I mean. If you are staying like that in the open and his army is potentially here, just siege your tank for the time being. Just wait while being sieged. Oh my god, I actually dropped 3 STVs, that's crazy. This is how you can unstack them. You go here and you press stop, and then you try to move through. Yeah, and you see I managed to save 2 of them. And we can just go. I'm pretty sure this guy is dead. So I will put 1 vulture to the right side. And with those vultures, I will come here. First, on F4 will be my reinforcements because this is where I set my allies, right? So I can just select them. We don't need siege mode. The opening of this guy was just not good enough to do anything to us. Let's make range as well. Maybe it will be useful. Who knows? We're not making Goliaths for now, but now I could actually. Okay, I see the Templars, so let's just go for it. Hold position those vultures. Let's just queue up Goliaths because, as I mentioned already a few times, when you are winning this much, you can just start making Goliaths because the only thing that you can die to is some kind of, I don't know, surprising carriers, right? So not really in this case, but you know what I mean. In your game, if you are ever winning, just start making Goliaths as your last insurance that you won't die. Let's see the replay. So that was another game where our opponent played some weird opening, but I think this is already a team that from F to D rank, even on C rank and sometimes on B still, as we could see already, the openings won't be pretty much nothing you can see in pro games and so on. That's why I think it's actually so hard to relate to anything you watch if you are on lower rank, because those scenarios won't ever be the same that you can see in pro games. So for example, I don't know, if someone tells you to play like 3 Vulture Expand as a Terran, then sure, it's good opening, but you're probably gonna face a lot of those kind of things, right? Where they go one base build and it doesn't even make sense because this guy should go. Yeah, there are no zealots. He's playing forward game, but he doesn't go zealots. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they play like that. In even second gate, and then he doesn't attack me. Yeah, so this is pretty much game over right here. If you can play well, you can never lose the game anymore, unless he does some crazy damage with the river. But even then, the problem is that I already mentioned this as well. But when you play one base, you need to do really a lot of damage to a person who went expansion, because even if you kill like 10 workers, you will be fine. You will be completely fine on 2 bases. So maybe you even out the game by killing 10 workers, and 10 workers is huge amount to kill. Uh, but in yeah, there is no way you can lose this game from here if you play well. Of course, you can lose if you miscontrol something or something like that, but strategically, this is completely won. Yeah, this guy just, I don't know, he went through turret, unloaded directly on my tanks. One point to note is that when he unloaded the goon, I didn't just stand here and shoot the goon first. One goon doesn't deal a lot of damage. You can just ignore it and go under the shuttle and then kill the river. In his case, his shuttle wouldn't die to this turret actually, which is crazy by the way. But yeah, he wouldn't die. It was on red HP, so he could still micro against my tanks SCVs over here. But without speed, it's not that bad at all. And on top of that, remember you have those marines. You can also always pull like 2 or 3 and just right click the shuttle to kill it off. Yeah, anyway, just move with the shuttle, go like under it and then attack, because you want to kill the river first if he unloads it. Yeah, so, like look at the supply. I never did anything to this guy, and it just looks so bad because of his opening. And then he's also going for like all this tech, Dabber Forge, Templar Archives. Yeah, so look, 3 gateways, okay, 4 gateways, I guess, and all this tech. It doesn't make sense at all. You need like 8 gateways, I would say, before you really take up in PvT. I mean, you can go for like Citadel, or you can go reverse as well, but you can play on lower amount of gateways, but you need to go reverse, for example. And then it makes sense, sure, right? You have 4 gates plus reverse, and then you spend a lot of money on army. Yeah, then sure, it makes sense. But if you don't make reverse, I mean, I guess he did make 2 reverse, but this is not what I mean. I mean, like, more of them. 2 reverse is not compensating for the lack of gateways that you have right here. Yeah, so anyway, we didn't even have siege. He didn't have anything, and the rest of the game you already know. Let's jump to another one. Okay, TVZ. Very nice. 1700 Zerg. So again, we're gonna play 2x expand, right? I hope the Zerg plays some normal opening like 2H Mutas or something like that, or maybe 3H Muta. 2H Muta is the most popular opening nowadays on higher ranks. Pretty much the only opening that you will ever see from Zerg. They don't play anything else, which just proves how strong this is, right? You know this is coming, and there is still nothing that is like a counter or anything like that to it. So we're gonna... This is actually Octagon again, I think. In the same position as in the previous game. So we're gonna place 9 deep over here, and then near the ramp we're gonna place 11 racks and 13 racks. By the way, if you don't know, I have a guide on this opening we'll be doing with many examples in many games on how to play different scenarios. It doesn't cover everything, but it covers quite a lot of games. It can be here. Doesn't matter that much. Remember that your tech buildings will be here probably, right? Because go towards the direction of your natural. Because later on you will have turrets over here, turrets over here, turrets over here, and this will be your like the heart of your base, and this is where your tech should be. Because this is the hardest area to reach by mutas. To harass the SCVs that are building the factory or port, right? So that's why. Okay, he's not in the bottom left because he's yeah, he has to be somewhere else, right? If his worker is coming from this side, this means that he's not here because he wouldn't check this base. Okay, let me put STV over here to see potential links coming to my base. I'm controlling the progress of my units with hotkeys, so I'm checking. I'm pressing like 2 right now and 4, and I see the progress, so I can build from hotkeys. I can also check the progress of this racks. I can press W when this is finished and take the STV home. So let's build another depot. Okay, links are coming. We see it on the minimap. I think that's very good for us because we're gonna have a lot of marines and we'll be able to counter pretty nicely. Okay, so this is very early. I mean, this might be normal timing of the hatch. Okay, let's attack. Let's bring this STV with us. Now let's go and prepare already the STV to place down CC. And our job with the scouting STV is to now not let him build creep. You see? Okay, so I managed to cancel one of the creeps. He might not survive that. Let's beat the depot before we attack quickly, and now we go. Okay, he even managed to defend that without Sunken, but again, he made so many links. Every two of those links are just okay. Now he, okay, so it was actually not that bad for him, but the moment he stayed with drone, it was pretty bad. Okay, can we go behind the mineral line like that? Yeah, we can actually. Okay, that's tragic for this guy. Yeah, we can stay like that and just never let him mine. The rest of the Marines will stay home. Okay, this bunker will finish before he's sunken. Because he didn't immediately start it. So it will be actually fun for us and not fun for him. I think it's gonna happen like that. Actually, no, I was wrong. So he could still target my STV. Okay, he targeted it late. Okay, so I was wrong about the build time. I need to update my knowledge on how long the... Okay, now we are... It's too bad that we don't hit the... I mean that our bunker is damaged, because it would be hilarious actually. One last element of the whole puzzle we don't have is whether he's going lurkers or mutas. We won't kill this because the bunker will die. That's a shame. Okay, let's make a bunker because I actually don't know whether he went mutas or lurkers. So we need some anti-air defense. Remember that from this position, very good Zerg can still fight because they really can make a lot of mutas. And even from this one gas, if they acquire like 7+ mutas, they can still do some damage to you, and you really need to be on point. Okay. Yeah, this is completely wrong. Let's make a few more turrets. I don't really even need them, but just to, present my point that you should be really careful with allowing him to come back with mutas. I steamed and focus targeted the one muta. So as you could see, I dealt a lot of damage to this muta. A lot. And that is potentially one muta that will be dead when arrives my base. I will also make one turret over here. Sometimes what Zerg will do, they will go past this turret and try to park over here. So this turret will completely screw his plan of doing that. Okay, we can even go right now. Queue up STVs, queue up Marines, and start your fact. Your fact is very late, but only because this game kind of went like that. Normally your factory should be done the latest at 7th minute. I mean started, not already being built, but you need to start it. I mean, you don't need to, but it would be good if you can to start it before 7th minute. That's perfect then. Okay, let's just attack. The Sunken will die immediately when spawned, yeah, like you saw. So look at the Sunken. 319, 11 HP, 211, right? So it lost 100 HP right when morphed. So if you can hit the creep column that is being morphed and bring it down to 100 HP, the Sunken will have 1 HP when it spawns. Okay, let's see the replay. I don't think there's much to say about this game, but we'll still point out a few things. First of all, I think Turax is great versus full first openings. It really feels pretty good. So it was 12 full, I assume? Yeah, 12 full with fast gas. No. Okay, so this build is weird. This is not a TVZ build. ZVT build, I mean. Because there is a build where you go 12 full, 12 gas, or 12 full, 11 gas, or 12 gas, 12 full, something like that. Variation of that. And then your lair is very, very fast, and you still have expansion after that. And you can really surprise opponents with mutas, being so quick. But in this case, his gas was late, so it wasn't impressive after all. I thought that the lair of this guy started sooner, but it actually started later than if he went like 12 hatch, 11 pull, 10 gas. And very often in those situations when they make early pull, this attack is very deadly because look how scared they are. And actually, if he didn't make more links, we would actually kill him right here because his Sunken would be dead. But he made a lot of links, so we traded. And there was one moment where he was actually okay. Over here, he should already go back with drones. This is the most important thing for Zerg right now, to not lose any drone. He's already poor, right? And he doesn't want to lose any drone. This Sunken is obviously mispositioned because he doesn't cover this area. So it would be actually good to escape with everything and keep your links over here to stop Marines from reaching this area, because the Sunken could still hit this unit that was standing over here or going fast. Yeah, and on top of that, he also didn't have Spire on the way. So we build drones, and our Spire is crazy late right now. Yeah, over here. So let me update my knowledge. Okay, 455. This was started. 455 and finished 508. So it's 13 seconds. So I guess this is making the same amount of time as Worker does. And Sunken, I mean, Bunker is making 18 seconds. So a little bit longer than that. Okay, fine. 13 seconds for Sunken to make. That's very useful to know for the future. Yeah, and of course, if this had a little bit more HP, we would even kill the Hatcher, which would be crazy. So next time I'm gonna play Zerg and I got this position, I'm gonna remember about it. Actually, pretty nice position to make a bunker. Okay, and the rest of the game is not really important at all because his tech was very late, he didn't have anything, and yeah, just died to Marine push. Nothing to talk about after that. Oh, 1900 opponent. Okay. Sure. So from this guy, I really expect him to play a normal, proper build. Let's see. This is probably the highest rated opponent we met so far. I think we had one time we had this 2K Protoss, but he was unranked. So I don't really know. Okay. We're gonna play the normal build that we play every game. In this game, I expect that I might need to play a little sharper, of course. Our opponents are already getting better. Much better. Like 1900 is very respectable ranking. And from my experience on 1900, they already play pretty normal builds usually. So I really would like to see that. One thing I'm afraid of is that because he sees that I'm lower rated, right? I'm like about 1700. He will play some very aggressive wonky build that should win fast. So this is what I am afraid of, but I hope not. I hope he plays proper 2 hatch midas and we're gonna have some fight and maybe even late game if possible. So this is attitude. I thought it's actually... Yeah, this is okay. I thought it's octagon again. That's funny. I never know what map is it. So I again scouted towards the direction of my natural, and we can know that he's in the bottom right because we see this overlord, right? So I will still put my STV over here because I could miss his 9 pull if I go like that. So I need to react a little bit quicker anyway. So let me bring this STV over here. And we try to observe the minimap, right? Whether we see something red. Yeah, and there are indeed no... Okay, so he's coming. Right? Because those two links were already links that would support him coming to us, I guess. Yes. You see? Oh, I lost my STV. That's bad. Uh, but as you could see, I had those two STVs ready. Um, oh my god. I should not lose this, really. So I had this... Okay, he has even speed. Okay. So versus speed, we're gonna do something like that. Yeah, so he indeed wanted to win this game very quickly. So we're gonna stop Marine production right now, and we're gonna go CC over here. And we are not gonna go versus speedlings because speedlings are very scary and you have no way of scouting, right? So we cannot just go. On top of that, we saw that he started the hatchery, right? So that's very good information. This means that this cannot be any fast lurker, yeah, any fast lurker or lair in general because doesn't make sense because he wouldn't have gas for it. But I'm very happy from this scenario. It actually presents how to play versus speedlings, which this is 9 full speedlings. And we're gonna be completely safe when we go down the ramp. And I bet he's really frustrated by the fact that he cannot do anything to us while going such aggressive build and non-economical build. So this is actually all good for us that is happening over here. It's very good for us. So we have our academy on the way. We're missing the depot. That wasn't the greatest depot timing from me. Keep making marines, that's very important. Make eBay. Because we don't know his lair timing. So it will be all determined by the scanner. You could go bunker in this position. It would be probably wise to do. But at the same time, you don't really need it. There is almost no way that he can have like high amount of links to overwhelm us right now. Let me put those marines over here because he might try to go over here and harass those STVs. So let's just place it like that. I'm gonna make the depot over here. So the next step for us, very important step, is to check how is his lair progress. So right away, I'm gonna scan his main. So mutas are already here. Start turrets. I mean, mutas are making. And now, because the mutas are gonna be here, I'm gonna make a bunker after all. Like here. Because we very potentially will have to go to main, abandon our nut. So Oh, I didn't start my upgrades for Marines. That's very bad. That's gonna make our push out quite weaker, unfortunately. That's still fine. Yeah, keep making turrets. Here as well. So again, my factory is gonna be later than it should be. But it's gonna be still in fine moment right now. So there is this moment in a game before 7th minute, around 7th minute, where you actually want to... Okay, we're gonna push out. Where you want to stop everything and just make your factory. That's pretty important. Okay, at least we can have our range. Let's scan his natural. Yeah, that's sunken. Now our responsibility is to find his third base, so we're gonna do that. And start forward. We're gonna scan his main as well. I see no Queen's Nest, nothing like that, so let's just go... Okay, we're gonna go at him right now, because he's... Let me scan again. Yeah, he only has 3 Sunkens. There is no way he can defend our Marines right now. So if he stays, that's actually pretty dangerous for him. Let's send another... another SCV to find his base. Okay, only 3... Actually, only 3 Sunkens. We can actually attack that for sure. Let's position medics first. And that's game over. He didn't make enough Sunkens. We can send some units over here in the meantime. GG. Let's see the replay. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad that this game ended like that. I was hoping for longer game. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to survive our attack. So this is how you respond to mutas, by the way. You scan his natural, you see amount of Sunkens. If there is not enough for him to hold your marine push, then you go. You don't go back to defend the mutas. Even if the mutas were wrecking your mineral line, just pull to the natural, take the SCV off, and go and kill him, because he won't be able to defend. But you need to scan first to see whether you can really kill him, right? That's very important. In this game, his muta timing could be better, probably. But he made quite some links. Yeah, but as you can see, this build is perfect for holding something like that. He can never be of any threat to you, because you have this double barracks. I saw with my SCV 2 links that are going, which means 6 links are already on the way. Nobody would make only 2 links this quickly. You have to think about that. So I was instantly able to tell that 6 links are probably coming without even seeing them. And then the follow-up is to place your CC over here if you see speed links, and continue from there. If there would be no speed for links, then it's better to attack him and counter him. Like you can actually put a lot of pressure, because his natural is very late, so he won't be able to put down Sunken easily. Because one Sunken shuts down this attack, right? This is re-attack with Marines. But if he cannot put the Sunken, because he has no creep yet there, then the Marine attack is very scary, and he has to make links, which means that he builds less drones and so on, and you get more and more ahead. In this game, I don't know if he forgot the lurker upgrade or what. In general, he's very poor if you think about it. Like he has 10 drones in minerals and 3 over here, so that's just not enough. He should never go to me like that and stay for a longer time in my base. That was just, yeah. He should maybe kill one turret and go back immediately. But he stayed. Like right there, I knew that I won. Because I scanned him. See? He scanned. His mutas are still here, completely out-tempoed by my marines. And I see only 3 Sankens. I'm like, come on, like, you cannot defend that. I have 2 groups of marines. You would need like 6 Sankens to defend that, and maybe still would not be able to. Those Sankens, MM versus Sankens are pretty random. Sometimes you can bust some positions, sometimes I wouldn't attempt to bust 6 Sankens, but, well, he doesn't have them, so... Yeah, I don't even know where his mutas were. Okay, he went all the way over here for some reason, I don't know why. As you can see in the meantime, I have this SCV, which is where? Here. This SCV went to the... First it went to the bottom left, then 6 o'clock, now it's going to 3 o'clock. And in the meantime, when I saw his mutas being in my main, I knew that this path to bottom right, I mean top right, is clear, right? So I sent another one to top right, because my responsibility as a Terran in TVZ is to find his third base. You need to find it, because this is... The whole mid-game is about this third base. It's like the central point of the whole mid-game, and you need to find it and pressure it. If you don't do that and you let Zerg go away with some greedy amount of drones, then you will just lose. So you need to play to your strength. Yeah, and this is just game over, right? Like, Hydras are meaningless, they deal almost no damage to Marine, actually, like, really literally 5. This explosive attack deals only half damage to small units. The same with Sunken. It says 40, but it only deals 20 to Marine. And yeah, it's just... Even with those mutas, probably he would not be able to defend it. But yeah, without them, this is just over. Also, sending a reinforcement in such situation is actually pretty good, because you know that his mutas have to go to the defense, so he cannot intercept those marines with mutas and kill them pretty much for free. Because marines without medics are pretty vulnerable, right? But you know that he has to come back with mutas and defend this place, so I can safely reinforce. If it would happen that he intercept those reinforced, this means that he doesn't use mutas for the defense, right? And then I kill him anyway. So in every case, sending those reinforcements will be just very strong, and you have to do that. On top of that, I started making tanks because I think, let me go back a little bit. When I scanned, there was no Queen's Nest, and there is still no Queen's Nest, which means that your potential tank push is just gonna be before the Defiler. If you start making Machine Shop before he starts making Queen's Nest, then you have a timing, pretty strong timing, which will last for like a minute or 2. On top of that, you know, I can stack tanks already, go vessels from now on, and then when vessels will be out, I will have around 3-4 tanks, and that's pretty strong. And then I can move out, and if he has no Defiler, good luck defending 4 tanks. I don't know how he would like to do that. Probably not at all, or maybe he wanted to go Hydra Lurker. Maybe that was his plan. But usually when people do that, they already place down the Evo Chamber and start +1, because +1 for Lurkers is very important versus Marines. Because they deal 22 damage then, and even if Terran has 1 armor, they are still pretty strong. And on top of that, when medics start to heal Marines, you know, Marine can go above 20 HP immediately, and then those +1 upgrade for Lurkers is actually pretty important. Yeah, but anyway, I think that was pretty cleanly played, except the one moment I think where I got supply blocked. Yeah. And also our +1 is already done before the attack, which also makes a huge difference. This is actually a lot of damage, right? 1 damage out of 6 is a lot of added percentage to your damage out. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.